A flurry of new products were announced today, so we might as well just throw them all into a video and talk about them, starting with the new archive packs for both Rosetta and Part the Mistveil. These are 5-card booster packs in a 24-pack box, or carton as they call it, in this really cool, like, more vertical style box. Obviously it's not like 2 sets of stacks, it's 1 set. I like the way it looks, and these are designed for the Japanese player base to allow them access to reprinted old cards and cards from this new set. I think this is a really good idea, and it's like a play on the history packs from a few years ago. Obviously, if you know, the history packs came out across the world, both in English but also in a bunch of different native languages, and players from those regions could pick up the game, pick up those packs, and it would give them packs, or I should say cards, from a bunch of different sets, a bunch of different packs, all put in one booster product. Now, they were like big boxes. They were extra, like 32 pack things, and so they were very expansive. This looks like a tight product, and it is more focused with smaller card amounts so that players can either, you know, essentially just buy one of these packs, not be overloaded with insane amounts of cards, just get like a good chunk of cards that they need. They could pick up like singular packs, or this product, as it makes its way through the market, can saturate the market with these cards, and then they can buy singles, you know, at their local game store or online. It's, to me, it seems like a really fantastic product, and you can play as the Mage and the Rune Knight classes. Yes, I translated this with Google Translate, and it did a number on certain things. I also want to point out that this is a fantastic way to play as Kano. No, I wanted to point out this is a fantastic way to supplement those new heroes like Acilio and, well, whoever else is in the set. Obviously, we know we're only thinking about Acilio here, but if you're wanting to play one of those new heroes, but you don't have access to something like this. This, by the way, is just sitting on my desk. This is Blue Scalding Rain. I just finished building my skirmish deck, so my desk is just full and you know, covered with wizard cards. And so if you as a Japanese player wanted access to that card, well, you'd have to buy it in English off of a website like TCG Player, or, you know, via eBay, or, you know, a Facebook group or something like that. That can be tricky. That can be difficult. You could also buy it off of MinMaxGames.com. MinMax Games, supporter of the channel. Go check them out. Link in the description. They're fantastic, and I'm going to go hang out with them for some events very soon. In fact, next month, with a Battle Hardened and something at the end of the year as well. A fantastic Living Legend Calling. Nevertheless, you can buy that from them. But if you're a Japanese player and you wanted access to this card locally, well, they could reprint this in this product. And that is very smart, because now you don't have to chase down English copies of the cards. You can have it in your local language, and you can find it locally. I think this is a great product. It's really, really cool. I love that it's just smaller packs as well, so you're not inundated with mass amounts of commons. And I do think that the whole 6 legendary thing with like 35 majestics and 4 commons and a rare or better, I think it's going to be just fine. I think it's going to feel really good, and depending on what cards they reprint, it's going to be fantastic. We do know a few cards that they're going to reprint, and namely, those are very good cards, like Japanese Stormstriders. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing I just said. Japanese Grasp of the Arc-Knight, and this stupid card. I don't know what that is. I've never seen one come out of a pack before, so I'm not sure what that is. Looks like a Command and Conquer. Anyway, all of those are getting reprinted in this set. I'm just going to be optimistic. Look, if Command and Conquer makes it into a set and gets reprinted, even in some smaller amount and in another region, I'm going to just be hopeful that it moves the needle a little bit downward on the price of Command and Conquer. Is that optimistic? Yeah, sure. I admit to that. But you know what? There's so many things in this world that are pessimistic. We might as well be optimistic about a thing or two. If it doesn't move it, so be it. But the fact that you can now play Japanese Command and Conquers is pretty awesome. You can also play Hidden Mist. Man, Google Translate. You'll get there eventually. Now, this is Part the Mistveil. Same product, same configuration. And you might think, okay, well, didn't they just release Part the Mistveil in Japanese? Yes, they did. But remember, it's not just the Part the Mistveil cards that are in it. Just like it's not just the Rosetta cards in this. It's cards from previous sets. So, Tiger Stripe Shuko, printed in Uprising, is now being reprinted. Fyendal Spring Tunic, pretty solid card. Codex of Frailty, a card that all assassins use, printed here in Japanese. Again, this does the same thing for all of these heroes in this set. It gives you, as a new collector, a new player, the opportunity to access these easier. I think that's smart. I love that they announced this type of product, which doesn't appear to have any foil printings, after they announced the rainbow foil reprint policy, saying we're never going to overstep our bounds and reprint the rainbow foils. Unless I missed something here, I did not see anything about foil cards. But maybe there's like some sort of thing with like if we change language. I don't think it is. I really appreciate that they had the foresight to take step 1 before they announced step 2, so players didn't like worry that they're gonna reprint this thing. But I don't know, maybe they are because it's a different language. Nevertheless, I didn't see anything about it, so I think that's kind of nice. It's not the only product that was announced. They also, I just want to touch on this quickly, are going to be doing at the pre-releases for Rosetta, which are coming up in about a month. They're going to be doing the 10-card pre-release pack again, which I think is great. Sounded like everyone really enjoyed those last time. And this time around, you have some really good options. Obviously, you get all the heroes and their weapons, but you're also, besides these mystery cards, you're getting equipment cards again, so you don't have to open and hope that you get those in your sealed pack. At least some of them. And you're also getting a cold foil version of the macro that they showed off, which is the Sanctuary of Aria. That is really cool because they already said, hey, everyone has access to the Sanctuary of Aria. It's a macro, you can slam it down on the board. So they just throw it in the pack. They just throw it in there. Now everyone has it. I think that's smart. Also, keep in mind, whatever these extended art cards are, these rainbow foil reprintings of the cards in the set, whatever those end up being, you can use them in your games, which is cool. Again, I think this is smart. And finally, this leads us to what I was most excited for, and that's the new Armory deck. The new Armory deck is Dash.io, and holy crap, is that not just the best hero pick ever? Like, this is such a good hero pick. Compare this to all the other heroes so far. You have KO. When this was announced, when KO was announced, people were like, okay, but is KO about to living legend? Obviously, we know now that is not the case. KO is not about to living legend. He got a lot of points and was doing very well. And if you, as a new player, were like, wow, that guy looks cool, I want to play him. Yeah, he's pretty good as well. You can pick that up and buy it. Works out. Deck's not bad. There are people that are harping on the price. There were people that are harping on the deck power. There are people that, said that this should be tweaked, that should be tweaked. Some of those perhaps valid conversation points. I have always said that I think it's a pretty solid product. I think it's just about exactly what you would want. I would say one singular thing, and that would be the one thing I would want to see immediately added to this product. Throw a singular booster pack of a supplemental product line for that hero into the pack, into this box, so that you can open it as a newish player and experience the idea of like, oh, hey, this card, I could put this into the deck. Maybe I should swap this card out. And it gives the players that impetus to actually go and switch things around. All of these decks, I think, are at the right point where they're strong enough, but they have enough room to be upgraded, right? So getting back to the point, as I go on a complete tangent about these Armory decks, you had KO, pretty solid hero pick. Azalea, pretty solid hero pick, pretty well positioned in the meta. Both of those took a step back after those products released based on the way the meta shook, not because of the products. Bolton has just always been sort of an undersung hero and never really stepped into the fore, but this gave him a couple of really interesting ways to build a deck. Now we have Dash. Okay, this one's perhaps the coolest because the needle's continually kind of going upwards for Dash in my mind. Not just because of this product, but more and more people are trying to play Dash as some of the other heroes sort of step to the side. And with Dash, like the original, going to perhaps very soon be moving out of the format. Who knows how soon? It depends on the next CC victories that she gets, which could be ProQuest down the ways. When she finally moves out, this is the Dash that you can play, so people can pivot to that. Dash has already had, Dash.io, I should say, has already had a big splash onto the scene when she was coming out with a calling second place finish. She's done very well over the course of this past year, less than a year that she's been out. Nothing insane, nothing crazy, but also not just like bottom of the barrel. She provides really exciting gameplay opportunities. People can latch onto her. She has really cool lore, which is really cool as well to put with her. Her lore is that she, as you know, like a normal adventurer and sort of a little bit of a rebel, and has access to Teklo Industries, makes her way into like the heart of Teklo Industries, finds an AI that has become sentient recently, but is essentially just like this very innocent girl, and she takes the AI with her after it asks, and Data Doll, which is the AI, and her essentially merge, and she is now technically, I don't know how far they merge. I don't know if she's just like wearing Data Doll like as a, you know, wearable device, or if she's literally implanted with Data Doll and like there's a duality thing. But some art depicts it like that, and I think that's really cool. So there's like a lot going for Dash. There's a lot of people that are really jumping on the bandwagon of Dash.io. There's some people that are trying to crack the code like Mara Ferris and play Dash.io as this really cool aggressive deck. And I mean, the needle, like I said, is pointing upward. So to me, this is a windmill slam dunk of a hero pick. And yeah, they did spoil some cards as well. By the way, you can get this early at Spiel Essen from October 3rd to October 6th, and it finally releases on October the 18th. Here are the cards that they spoiled. Heavy Industry Surveillance is a cool one. It's got Temper. It blocks for 1. It's a headpiece. I'll zoom out just a pinch so you can see it a little better. There you go. And it says, when this defends, you can banish the top card of your deck. So it's kind of like boosting. If it's Mechanologist, which it likely will be because you'll see the top of the card or the top of the deck when you're looking as Dash.io, this gets +1 until the end of the turn. So Temper will go to Temper 2. You'll then take the counter, of course, and put the counter on it, and then you can block again. This becomes most of the utility of Arcanite Skullcap. I think that's really cool. I mean, it's not like the flashiest thing in the world, but it's pretty awesome. It's a pretty cool little trick. And again, remember, you're playing as Dash.io, so you can see the top of your deck, and you can choose when to block with this. So if you're playing as Dash.io and you decide to, after all is said and done, buying this deck, decide to splash in like the Tome of Fiendals, you're not going to miss off the top because you're just blind like blocking with this and revealing. You're going to know. So I think this is really, really smart design, basically printing a Mechanologist Arcanite Skullcap that blocks really solidly. The other card is Fast and Furious, a 0 cost 3 attack Mechanologist attack that has boost. And it says if you've cranked on this turn, so basically played a card and cranked it, played an item and cranked it off the top of your deck perhaps, or from your hand, cranking it beforehand to regain the action point, this gets +1, so it becomes a 0 for 4, right? When this is banished from boosting, however, so even when you're not playing it, if you boost this away, you put a steam counter on an item you control with crank. So this just like a nice little glue card that fits in all of these different ways and just does essentially what you want to do as Dash.io. You want to threaten on hits and boom grenade explosions. So we can expect some boom grenade shenanigans in this deck. This is only one card in the deck that we've seen. I would imagine there's maybe one more like other decks, and perhaps even one more piece of equipment that we could see as well to put all of this together. But man, this product has me really excited because I love Dash.io. She was the only hero that really spoke to me out of Bright Lights, and I'm really pumped that she's getting some love. So let me know what you think about all of these product announcements in a comment below. And then of course, make numbers go up so numbers go up. As always, thanks for watching.